Have you ever sat in a room full of people screaming at a television screen and felt absolutely nothing? I don't mean boredom. I don't mean being tired. I mean a profound, deep sense of confusion. You look around the room. You see grown men crying just because a ball missed a net by 3 inches. You see relationships strained because a team from a city they have never visited lost a game on a Sunday afternoon. You can feel the electricity in the room, the anger, the joy, the desperate hope, but it hits you like wind hitting a thick glass wall. It doesn't touch you. You are watching a storm, but you are completely dry. For a long time, society has implicitly told you that there is something missing in your hardware. They call you a buzzkill. They say you don't know how to have fun. They ask, are you depressed? Why aren't you excited? And if you hear that enough times, you start to believe it. You start to think, maybe I am broken. Maybe my capacity for joy is damaged. Why can't I feel what they are feeling? But let me tell you the truth. You are not broken. You are not boring. You are simply operating on a different evolutionary frequency. Today, we aren't just talking about sports. We are talking about why your brain refuses to accept manufactured tribalism. We are going to explore the psychology of the observer, the person who stands outside the arena, not because they are weak, but because they have no need for the war inside. To understand why you don't care, we have to understand why they do. And to do that, we have to go back about 50,000 years. Human beings are physically weak. We don't have claws, we don't have thick fur, and we can't run very fast. Alone, we die. Together, we survive. Because of this, our brains are hardwired with a biological software called tribalism. This software rewards us with a massive hit of dopamine and oxytocin when we wear the same colors, chant the same songs, and fight the same enemy. It makes us feel safe. It whispers to our primitive brain, I am part of something bigger than myself. I am safe in the herd. Modern sports are just a simulation of this ancient tribal war. It is a safe way for people to satisfy that hunger for conflict without actually getting hurt. When a fan screams, "We won," they aren't speaking metaphorically. Their brain chemistry is reacting as if they actually helped hunt the mammoth. But then, there are people like you. Psychologically, people who are indifferent to sports often score higher in a trait called autonomy or independence. Your nervous system doesn't get the same safety signal from merging with the crowd. In fact, for you, losing your individuality to a group doesn't feel like safety. It feels like suffocation. You don't need a jersey to know who you are. You don't need a we to feel valid. Your identity is constructed internally, brick by brick, based on your own values, your own skills, and your specific real-world relationships. You see the tribal dance for what it is, a performance. And once you see the strings of the puppet show, you can't unsee them. You can't trick your brain into thinking the game matters, because your logical mind knows nobody is actually hunting a mammoth. It's just a ball. I have often heard people say, if you don't like sports, you lack empathy. You don't know how to connect with people's emotions. This is actually the opposite of the truth. Many non-fans are actually what psychologists call highly sensitive persons, or HSPs. Your empathy is a precious, limited resource. You feel things deeply, sometimes too deeply. Because of this, your subconscious mind creates a filter. Think of your emotional energy like a bank account. You have a limited amount of currency to spend each day. Your brain creates an unconscious calculation. Do I want to spend my emotional currency crying over a millionaire athlete losing a match? Or do I need to save it for my family, my work, and my own real struggles? For the sports fan, the stakes are pretend, but the feelings are real. For you, the stakes are pretend, so your brain refuses to generate the feelings. You aren't cold, you are efficient. You refuse to spend your tears on fiction. It's not that you can't connect with people, it's that you demand authenticity in your connection. You want to bond with people over their real stories, their real pain, and their real dreams. not the score of a game that will be forgotten by next Tuesday. You crave depth, while the stadium offers width. There is another reason you might feel detached. There is a psychological concept called vicarious achievement. This is when we feel successful because someone we support succeeded. It is a shortcut to self-esteem. It allows us to feel like winners without doing the work of winning. If you don't like sports, you likely have what I call a maker's mindset. You don't want to watch the hero's journey, you want to walk your own. You get no dopamine from watching someone else climb a mountain. You only get it if you are the one climbing, sweating, and struggling. You crave agency. This is why many people who dislike sports are obsessed with other things: coding, art, gardening, building businesses, or even difficult video games. These are active pursuits. To you, sitting passively for 3 hours feels like torture because your brain is screaming, I could be doing something, I could be creating, I could be fixing. You aren't bored because the game is slow. You are bored because you are irrelevant to the outcome. No matter how hard you cheer, the ball won't change direction. And for a person who values control and autonomy, that powerlessness is unbearable. Let's talk about the environment itself. The noise. Modern sports are designed to be a sensory assault. The sirens, the shouting announcers, the flashing graphics, the constant aggression. It is artificial stress. It spikes cortisol. If you are an introvert or someone who values mental clarity, watching a game isn't relaxing. It is work. It is processing a million useless data points of noise. You likely treat your leisure time as a sanctuary. You want to decompress, not re-stress. While the world is screaming at the referee, you are likely seeking silence. You are recharging your social battery, not draining it. This isn't antisocial behavior. It is self-preservation. You are protecting your peace in a world that is addicted to chaos. So, the next time the Super Bowl or the World Cup comes around, and everyone gathers around the glowing screen, and the room explodes in noise, and you find yourself sitting there in silence, do not force a smile, do not pretend to cheer, just to fit in. There is power in being the observer. While everyone else is swept away by the tide of the crowd, you are the rock that stays put. You are the one who remains grounded in reality. You don't need the game. You have your own world, your own battles, and your own victories. And honestly, those are the only ones that truly count. Accept your nature. The world needs people who can sit quietly in a room full of noise. You are simply guarding the silence. We might be a rare breed, but we aren't alone. If this signal reached your frequency, consider connecting with our quiet tribe.